Alright, we're going to do one for brass tacks. This one's going to be a wild one. Might get a lot of people mad, but we're going to do it anyway because we talk about crazy things here. We're going to talk about the mark of the beast. Alright? This has been popping up a lot in all different kinds of threads lately. But the mark of the beast, okay? The mark of the beast is said to be a mark that all people will be forced to take, alright? Either on your right hand or your forehead. You will not be able to buy or sell without the mark, okay? The mark will be the number of man, 666. And it's interesting because a lot of people you'll find conspiracies or paths where it's saying like just the entire concept of money is the mark. You know, it's your right hand spending money and your forehead with the idea. That's the mark. A lot of people will say, oh, it's going to be some sort of tattoo. A lot of people say, oh, it's going to be, you know, some sort of computer chip in your brain. I don't know. So this is just another idea that we're going to look at. But I think it's interesting because one way, I think they're all a little bit right. It could be. Keep all these ideas open. That way if this pops up, you'll be able to see it happen. If it ever happened. I think it will. But how would they get everyone to get a mark? So part of me was like, okay, not everyone would agree to get a tattoo unless it was something insane. Unless they put a gun to your head, you know. But this is where you get into like ultraviolet light tattoos where you can mark your hands and you can see it under a light. But it would be an invisible mark. So why not get it? Okay, that could be one route. Why not get it if it's invisible? You know, and then anybody who's been doing research, you find out they have this quantum dot technology as well as patents filed that are for cryptocurrencies based off of activity in the human body, all right? Using quantum dot technology, it seems like an invisible dot technology that it will be on your hand. Patent number 060606. Interesting. And the chemical that fluoresces under the light is called luciferase. Now, but one thing I was thinking about, and the route that I'm going down, is it says you cannot buy or sell without the mark. I think the mark is money. The mark is the money. At some point in time, somehow, everything will become free. And you can access anything you want, but you need the mark. Do you know how many people that would get right off the bat? All right. Money, the entire concept of money is fake. It's just a theory. All right. They had monetary theory, then they changed the theory, and we have modern monetary theory. Okay. But money is theoretical. It's just an idea. So part of me was thinking, with all this money stuff going on, and this is why I pay attention to Bitcoin, could this be real? Let's see. All right. We have some supposedly unknown person who just makes something that changes the world. All right. At some point in time, this dude, he kept a million of them. At some point in time, if this stuff keeps going up, this dude, an unknown man, will be the world's richest. Okay? And then how crazy would it be if magically this guy just decides to come out now? Okay? Start making rules, start making laws. Everybody's going to listen to this dude. The money literally goes up, so yeah, everything would become free. And this is not him. But anyways, everything will become free, and this guy it's going to be like, you just take the mark and you can have anything, any house you want, you know, gain the world. So there's a lot of speculation with the mark and COVID-19, and I think a lot of things could be leading up to it, but I don't think anything necessarily right now is it. Okay? And that's just my opinion. I'm throwing some ideas out. I think at some point in time, the mark will become the money. And that will get most everyone if you're not paying attention. Okay. Interesting stuff. And also in the Bible, just some other points about money. In the Bible, I want to say it's every 7 years there has to be a debt jubilee. If you have any debt, it's gone. Nobody can keep you in debt for over 7 years. That is absolutely amazing. But we don't believe in the Bible. God isn't real, so we don't do that. Okay? So you're stuck in debt your whole life because you don't believe that. Interest in the Bible is legal, all right? These are God's rules mandated by God. Oh, but we don't believe in God. We don't believe the Bible. So you pay interest, all right? Interest is a way to keep your fellow man in slavery and in bondage. But we don't believe that, so have fun paying interest. And there's a lot of stuff with like alternative forms of money, whether it be Bitcoin or even Nasara. A complete reform of money is really going to get a lot of people because most people only function on money. And we need to keep our eyes open for this. Anyways, yeah.